guys? Duke here, and I'm just driving home from or driving to school from the house. But I figured I'd talk to you guys also because given the weather, it's kind of raining. So I figured I was going to tell you guys about my wreck since I never really did go into further detail. So it was back in November when I got in my wreck, which right now it's February, so it was about 4 months ago. And so it's been some time. Obviously I got a new car and you know things have changed. But what I'm going to tell you about is responsibility in the weather. Alright. When I was driving, I thought the speed limit was 35 miles an hour. I was horribly wrong. The speed limit was actually 30. But anyway, I thought it was 35. So I was driving 35. And it was conditions almost exactly like this. It was raining, as well as it was quite wet on the ground, obviously. It was the first 15 minutes of raining, which in the town I live in, usually that means the roads are pretty oily and slick. My tires were also bald, or at least balding. And so, with that in mind, you can only think of the risk I was taking. And I was driving down Scenic, which we're not going to drive down that road. I don't feel like giving you guys an actual demonstration, you know, of the wreck. But I was going down Scenic, which for those of you who live in Alamogordo, you know what road I'm talking about. It's one of the two main roads. For those of you who don't live in Alamogordo, New Mexico, Scenic is the road on the furthest east side of town. It's basically the second longest road in town. It takes you all the way to both sides of the outskirts. It can take you very much anywhere in this town. Well, on 10th Street, there's a specific part where it bends into an S, going towards what's known as 1st Street, which is to the south. And anyway, we'll let this guy go through. Anyway, I was heading towards 1st Street. And I was getting to the S-bend. I had a friend in the truck with me. And we were driving, and I got midway through the S-bend, and then right as I was going through the right way, right, because we took the left turn, if you know what I mean, like, we were halfway through making a right. And as I was doing it, the tires slid on the truck, tail end went to the left, I counter steered, tried to get the truck to go straight, it went to the right, fishtailed. And after that fishtail, it just went worse. Eventually the truck got pitched about, I don't know, 65, 70 degrees to the right. At that point, I was like, you know what? I lost control of the truck. Ain't no way I can save it. So I told my friend to get ready because it's not going to be good. You know, we were coming close to the curb, and I thought we were going to roll the truck because we were coming towards a kind of like an upraised driveway kind of area for the curb. Anyway, we jumped the curb. We ended up going over the curb. And we're going forward about 30 miles an hour still. My truck slides through a brick wall that had mailboxes on it. Hits the dude's parked truck, spins my truck 180 degrees clockwise, and my truck comes to a stop in the dude's yard. So you can only imagine the damage going on here. I destroyed a mailbox, like not complete, it's not a mailbox, just destroyed a brick wall, essentially. I destroyed that. I hit his truck doing 30, and that caused that to move up and scratch a Mustang he had parked in front. I guess a brick from the mailbox also flew in and hit his BMW. It was an old 2003 BMW, nothing special. The mailboxes themselves flew off the wall and hit the passenger door of his truck. In fact, after I'm done talking to you guys, I'll put some pictures up, circling in red ink probably, the damage that I did to his truck. It was pretty bad. You know, I totaled his truck out. And I also shifted the rear end of his truck over about a good 8-9 inches to the left. His truck does not sit straight anymore. It'll probably crab walk. My truck, I bent the passenger side, or no, the driver's side. I bent the driver's side frame rail on the collision. So my truck was totaled. His was totaled. My truck was still running though. The bumper was lodged behind my driver tire, so I couldn't drive it out. And even then I had to get taken to the hospital for getting checked out. I ended up walking away with no injury, by the way. And it was just a bad mess. The only good side of it was that my friend and I got out of there without even a scratch on us. Like, I only had tense back muscles from bracing. He had tense back muscles from bracing as well. But other than that, we literally got out of there scratch-free, scot-free, all that stuff. But, and actually, I got a little something funny to tell you guys about that. My friend had a can of Dr. Pepper, not even opened, and it flew around the cab in the wreck. And I kid you not, when he opened that can of Dr. Pepper, after having gone out of the truck after the wreck occurred, it didn't even fizz over. It was a perfectly smooth Dr. Pepper, which originally he was not going to open it. He was going to throw it at the guy whose truck I hit, because, you know, you would think whenever someone has a wreck, you would ask him if they're all right. This guy comes out and he just begins cussing me out, threatening me. You know, he was definitely not the nicest guy in the world. In fact, I kind of wanted to kick his ass. Only reason I didn't was because I kind of don't want to go to jail. You know. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of the silver lining, I guess you could say, to the story. But the thing to take from the story of my wreck is drive responsibly. You know, I ended up going to, I got a ticket for it, which is a basic rule citation. I was doing I was going too fast for conditions, basically. They didn't cite me for speeding. You know, I admitted to them I was speeding. You know, I told them I thought it was a speed limit, but it wasn't. So they cut me a break on that one. So I gotta say thanks to that. But I ended up getting a basic rule citation. And as a result, I had two options. I could either pay my fine or go to teen court. I picked teen court, which here in New Mexico, or at least in Otero County here where I live, you can sit there. If you go to teen court, it's basically like a teen version of court, as if the name doesn't imply it enough. You go before a judge, and there's a jury consisting of peers who are teenagers as well. And it's a plea of no contest automatically. And you give your side of the story to the jury, and they will decide from what you tell them what you're punished with. And it includes jury duty, community service, and classes. I got the bare minimum because I was very honest. You know, I didn't spare any details. I made sure they knew everything about the wreck. It was almost a play-by-play. You know, I made sure to give my side of the story nice, full, and clear. I even mentioned the man was irritable with me. They gave me the bare minimum sentence: 15 community service hours, 2 jury duties, and the 2 mandatory classes everybody gets, which is Know the Law and Drug and Alcohol Awareness. But yeah, I got pretty lucky. I was a pretty fortunate person. Funny thing is, I got the new truck here, and earlier in July, I ended up getting a speeding ticket. I know, how surprising, huh? Yeah, well, basically, I'm going to tell you about that one in another video, but my speeding ticket was pretty joyous, to say the least, you know. I definitely deserved it, but the officer didn't cut me a break. I know I just contradicted the statement. Again, I will give you more details later. Back to the story about the wreck, because we're almost to the school here. You know, I did the teen court. It was a valuable experience. I'm not going to lie. I actually enjoyed doing it. But it also, a benefit of teen court, the main reason I'm talking about it, is what it'll do is if you complete it successfully, and that means you don't get any tickets while you're there, you don't miss out jury duty or anything like that, you do everything just as you're supposed to. If you complete it successfully, the ticket will be taken off your record as if it never happened. So that worked out good for me. But yeah, I honestly can't complain. It was a fun experience. You got to meet some cool people. And it really opens your eyes to what kids are doing these days. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and end the video here because I'm pulling into the school and I don't want to look like a creep. So I will talk to you guys in the next video. Definitely make sure to throw me a like. Comment, tell me if I need to improve on anything, what y'all think of the video so far. I'm trying to keep my windshield nice and clear because, well, it's raining. And I wanted y'all to be able to see like I am. But anyway, make sure, if this is your first time on the channel, make sure to throw me a subscribe. It really helps out, motivates me to make more videos. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.